So this is how you set up AccountEdge Mobile. First, you need to go to Setup in AccountEdge 2011, select AccountEdge Mobile, and then Manage AccountEdge Mobile. Now from here, you're going to need to enter your Dropbox account and password. Now a Dropbox account is required, but it's a free account that you can get directly from Dropbox. Just click on Visit Dropbox and sign up for a free account. You can use Dropbox account for many different things besides syncing with AccountEdge. You can use this for backups, for file transfers. You can send files and send links to other people so they can download files that you're sharing on Dropbox. So we'll go ahead and I'll type in my Dropbox account. Now you're going to have one Dropbox account for all of your devices. So even if you have 10 employees with 10 different iPads or iPhones, you'll use one single Dropbox account for all of them. Once you're done entering your password in, hit the Tab key and that will activate the link button. Then we're going to click Link. That linked this account to the Dropbox, and it also created a folder in your Dropbox account called AccountEdge, and that's where your files are going to be hosted. Now we're going to jump over to Devices, and now we need to add a couple of devices. So I'm going to add an iPad. We'll call this Tom's iPad. We'll select AccountEdge Mobile from this list. I'll tab out of here. I'm going to click Save, which creates the device. Now I have different options for this specific device. So from here, I can choose which customers, vendors, employees, personal cards, items, activities if you're tracking time, and jobs to sync to the Dropbox for this specific device. I can have different settings for each of the devices. So I can send to Tom's iPad this selection, and I can send to Ron's iPad a different selection. From within these menus, I can decide to select all of my customers or specific customers. I'm going to select all of them, and I'll leave everything else the same. You can also use the Copy From button if you're creating a second device and you wanted the same settings across all devices, but we'll leave this as is. I'll click OK. Once that's set up, I can set up additional devices, but we're just going to go ahead and do our first sync. I'll click the Sync button, and depending on how many cards and how many items you're syncing, this could take a minute, might take just 10 seconds. This one shouldn't take too long. Okay, and we're done. Now, I'm going to close out of this, and let's jump over to the iPad. Okay, so now we're in the iPad, and we'll select AccountEdge, and we'll be brought to this welcome window. Now I'll need to enter my device name. Now we created one earlier, and that was called Tom's iPad. I'll enter in my same Dropbox account and my password, and I'll click Login. What it's doing now is jumping up to the Dropbox, and it's pulling down all of my lists. So those are the cards, items, activities, jobs, and a bunch of other lists and settings that we're bringing in from AccountEdge. You can see they're filling in now. Okay, and here's a summary of what was brought in. So we can see here that all of these cards that were brought in. Here are the items that were synced, activities for tracking time, and my jobs. Now there's a couple of sync options that you'll find in settings. Under syncing, you have two options here. One is to log out. If you click the log out button, the next time you come into AccountEdge Mobile, it's going to require you to enter in your device name, your Dropbox username, and password. And at that point, it will begin another sync. If you use Force Sync, what this does is it removes all of the lists from AccountEdge Mobile and replaces it with what's up on the Dropbox that came in from AccountEdge. That's usually used in case you're having trouble with syncing. So that's it. It's pretty easy to set up, and you'll be up and going in a couple minutes.